Hello, welcome to School of Contribution.
Welcome to Financial Modeling Lecture Series from School of Contribution. Today we are going to discuss some basic setup and approaches to financial modeling. For the financial modeling purpose, we are going to use Excel 2013 version. Before we start financial modeling, first we need to set up some basic things over here. At the very beginning, we set up the default font to be used for financial modeling and the font size. To select font and font size, to set up the default font and font size for financial modeling, we use the following keyboard shortcut. We hit Alt, F for file, and T for options. As we hit Alt F T, we find the following dialog box on the screen. In the dialog box, there is the option to choose font, and in the options button, we choose the Arial Narrow font. In Arial Narrow, we choose Arial Narrow because Arial Narrow is the most commonly used font for financial modeling purpose. And we choose the font size 12 and we hit enter. As we hit enter, we see that our default font becomes Arial Narrow and default font size 12. Now, at the very beginning, we state the units of measurement for different financial statements because we are going to produce different financial statements for financial modeling, and we need to express the different financial statements in terms of different units of measurement. For simplicity, we use the units of measurement as USD, and we express the units of measurement in terms of thousands. Now, since we are going to produce financial statements for different years, we start with 2018, the current year. Then we use the following shortcut. We hit equal sign and we use the left arrow and we plus 1 to create another year, 2019. Now we hit shift button and right arrow to select more cells to create more years over here, and after selecting, then we hit Ctrl R to fill right. Now we have created different years here to produce the income statements for different year or financial statements for different year. Now, since we have created different years, we are going to group these different years into different categories. Now we group these different years into two categories. One is actual year and another is forecast year. And we recognize that 2018, to select 2018 and 19, we press shift and right arrow to select 2018 and 19, and we assume that 2018 and 19 represents the actual year. And to characterize these 2 years as the actual year, we hit Ctrl 1 for number format. As we hit Ctrl 1 for number format, from the number format options we choose the custom format. In the custom format, we use 0, and then we put double quote, then A for actual, capital A for actual, and we end by double quote. Then we hit enter. As we hit enter, we see that 2018 and 19 are presented as actual year. Now we are going to present 2022-2024 as the forecast year. To select all of them, we press shift and right arrow, and then we hit Ctrl 1 for number format. And in the number format, we choose the custom format. And in the custom format, we use 0, then we put double quote sign, and we use E for forecast or expected in a sense, and we end by double quote, and we hit enter or OK button. As we hit enter or OK button, we see that 2022, 2024 are presented as forecast year. Now we are going to increase the font size for these. So to increase the font size, we select all of them together using the shift and right arrow, and then we increase the font size to 14. As we increase the font size, we see that these cells become quite congested because there is no enough space to accommodate this number. So to increase the width of the cell, we use the following shortcut. We press shift and right arrow to select all of these cells. Then we hit Ctrl and space button to select all of this column together. After selecting all of this column together, we hit Alt, H for home, O for format, and W for column width. And in the column width, we choose 11 to increase the column width to 11. As we hit enter, we see that our column width increases to 11. Now we want to characterize this as a header. So to characterize this as a header, we use the following formatting techniques. We press shift and right arrow to select all of them. Then we press alt for home, alt H for home, then H for fill, and then we use the following color. We repeat once again. We hit alt H for home and H for color or fill. Now as we fill with this color, we cannot see nothing in this header because all are black. So we want to create a contrast over here. To create a contrast, we select all of these cells together using pressing shift and right arrow, and then we press alt H for home, FC for font color, and in the font color we choose the white. As we select white, we see that these all are quite visible because we can see the actual year and forecast year, and we have created a nice header over here. Since we are going to produce different statements, financial statement using the financial modeling, let's start with the income statement first. So we start with income statement. Now since income statement presents different units and different elements, and different elements should be presented in terms of different units of measurement. So let's say we have USD over here. USD as a unit of measurement. Now if we want to express the income statement in terms of Canadian dollar, we have to type Canadian dollar over here to say that the income statement presents Canadian dollar as a unit of measurement. Now if you want to express this into Australian dollar, you have to type Australian or Australian, that means AUS, Australian dollar. So to say that income statement presents units of measurement in terms of Australian dollar. So this is a kind of hassle for us because we have to type and retype to indicate what types of units of measurement we are going to use. Instead of typing and retyping, we use the following technique. We use the following dynamic header technique. So to use the following dynamic header, we press equal sign before the income statement, then we use double quote, then we put a space sign after the income statement, then we use double quote. Then after the double quote, we use the ampersand sign. Then after the ampersand sign, we choose the cell A4. And if we choose the cell A4 and shift and we press the enter button, we see that income statement is presented in Australian dollar. Now let us change Australian to USD dollar. Let's say we choose USD. If we choose USD, then income statement automatically updates its units of measurement in terms of USD in thousands. So this is a kind of dynamic header that automatically updates, and we do not have to type and retype the different units of measurement to say income statement represents USD dollar or Canadian dollar or Australian dollar. So this is a very convenient approach. Now we bold the income statement. So to bold it, we select income statement and we use Ctrl B for bold. Since we are going to produce income statement, so income statement start with revenue. We start with revenue first. Then from the revenue we minus cost of goods sold, COGS. If we minus cost of goods sold, we get gross profit. Then from the gross profit we minus SG&A. SG&A means sales and administrative expenses. If we minus sales and SG&A from gross profit, we find EBITDA, EBITDA. That means earning before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization. And from EBITDA we minus the depreciation and interest expense. If we minus interest and depreciation from EBITDA, we find earning before tax, EBT. And from EBT we minus tax. If we minus tax from EBT, we get net income. So these are different elements for income statement, or in other sense, this is a very simplified version of income statement that we are going to produce using the financial modeling techniques over here. So far in this video, we have seen how to create a dynamic header and also how to create a header over here, and how to distinguish the actual year and forecast year and the different elements of income statement. In the next video, we'll continue to build income statement using the financial modeling techniques, continuing from this worksheet. And that's all from this video.
Thank you for watching. For more lessons, log into www.schoolofcontribution.com.